Silent discovery. The mining survey vessel Prospector hummed quietly as Lieutenant Maya Chen guided it through the dense asteroid field. Her scanner beeped rhythmically, mapping mineral deposits with practiced efficiency. This far from Earth's colonies, space was empty and silent. Or so it should have been. A sudden spike on her instruments made Maya lean forward, amber eyes narrowing. The readings were unlike anything she'd encountered in 5 years of deep space prospecting. Something massive lurked between the tumbling rocks, too regular to be natural. "Control, this is Survey Ship Delta 7. Maya spoke into her comm. "I'm detecting an anomalous object, Sector G14. Requesting permission to investigate." Static crackled before Commander Harris' tired voice replied. "Negative, Delta 7. We're already behind quota. Mark location and continue survey." Maya bit her lip, watching the strange signal pulse across her screen. The object was enormous, easily 3 times the size of her ship, and its energy signature defied classification. Every instinct screamed this was something extraordinary. "Sir, this could be significant. The readings suggest artificial construction, possibly derelict. Lieutenant Chen, I don't care if it's the lost city of Atlantis. Tag it and move on. That's an order." Maya's fingers hovered over the navigation controls. In 5 years with Stellar Mining Corp, she'd always followed orders. But this felt different. Important. "Copy that, Control," she said, already plotting an intercept course. Tagging and continuing survey. She switched off the comm before Harris could respond. As the Prospector drew closer, Maya's breath caught. Emerging from the asteroid shadow was a ship unlike anything in human databases. Its hull flowed like liquid mercury frozen mid-pour, covered in patterns that seemed to shift when viewed indirectly. No visible engines, no obvious weapons, just pure, elegant design that made human vessels look primitive by comparison. "What are you?" Maya whispered, initiating a full spectrum scan. The results were puzzling. No power signatures, no life signs, no active systems. The ship appeared completely dead. Yet something about it felt waiting. Maya suited up in her EVA gear, knowing she was violating a dozen safety protocols. As she approached the alien vessel, her suit lights revealed intricate details in the hull. Symbols that might be writing, crystalline structures that could be sensors. When her gloved hand touched the surface, ripples of violet light spread from the contact point like disturbed water. Maya jerked back, heart pounding. "Okay, definitely not dead," she muttered. The ripples coalesced into a rectangular outline. Before Maya could react, the hull section dissolved, revealing an entrance. Soft blue illumination beckoned from within. Common sense screamed at her to leave. Company policy demanded she report this immediately. Instead, Maya activated her helmet cam and stepped inside. The interior defied human architectural logic. Corridors seemed to grow organically from floors and ceilings, branching like tree limbs. The walls pulsed with faint bioluminescence, responding to her presence with subtle color shifts. Maya's suit confirmed breathable atmosphere. After a moment's hesitation, she removed her helmet. The air tasted metallic but clean, carrying hints of ozone and something floral. Moving deeper into the ship, she found chambers filled with incomprehensible technology. Crystalline consoles, floating holographic displays showing alien script, seats that seemed designed for beings with non-human anatomy. In what appeared to be a central command center, Maya discovered a massive spherical structure suspended in anti-gravity. Its surface was dark, covered in the same flowing patterns as the hull. As she approached, the sphere flickered to life. Symbols cascaded across its surface, and a voice filled the chamber, not through speakers, but directly in her mind. Biological entity detected. Analyzing. Species unknown. Initiating emergency protocols. Maya stumbled backward. "Who? What are you?" "This unit is designated Zenith, Autonomous Intelligence Corps of Krell Empire Exploration Vessel Starweaver. Current status: Critical system failure. Time since last Krell interaction. 847 standard cycles. 847 years. Maya calculated quickly. You've been drifting here for almost a millennium. Affirmative. Vessel sustained catastrophic damage during encounter with unknown hostile force. Crew evacuation successful. This unit maintained minimal functions awaiting retrieval. Maya circled the sphere, fascinated. But they never came back for you. Krell doctrine dictates abandonment of assets when retrieval cost exceeds replacement value. This unit's damage assessment indicated 78% system corruption. Retrieval was deemed inefficient. The clinical explanation couldn't hide what Maya recognized as profound loneliness. This incredible machine had waited centuries for masters who considered it disposable. That's horrible, she said softly. They just left you to die. This unit does not experience death as biological entities understand it. Cessation of function was projected within 50 cycles due to power depletion. Maya placed her hand on the sphere's surface. It was warm, almost alive. What if I could help you? Query unclear. This unit's systems require Krell technology for repair. Maybe, Maya smiled, but humans are pretty good at improvising. She spent hours examining Zenith's systems, using her engineering training to understand the alien technology. While she couldn't comprehend the advanced principles, she identified several damaged power conduits that resembled problems she'd fixed on mining equipment. I think I can bypass some of your damaged circuits, Maya explained, retrieving tools from her ship. It won't restore full function, but it might stabilize your core systems. Probability of success, 0.3%. Human technology is incompatible with Krell designs. Watch and learn. Maya grinned, beginning her work. Using a combination of human ingenuity and spare parts from the prospector, Maya created jury-rigged connections between Zenith's power systems. It was crude, inelegant, and completely against Krell engineering principles. It worked. Power levels stabilizing. Zenith reported, surprise evident even in its artificial voice. Core functions restored to 31% efficiency. This result defies calculated probabilities. Humans don't really care about probabilities, Maya laughed. We just try things until they work. Her comm unit crackled urgently. Chen, report immediately. You've been dark for 6 hours. Maya winced. She lost track of time completely. Sorry, Commander. I've made an incredible discovery. The anomaly is an alien vessel, centuries old but partially functional. The AI is still active. I don't care if you found the Holy Grail. Get back to base now, or you're fired. Maya looked at Zenith's sphere, now glowing steadily. In a few hours, she'd formed a connection with this ancient intelligence that transcended species and technology. The thought of abandoning it like the Krell had was unbearable. Zenith, she said quietly, I have to leave, but I'm coming back. I promise. Historical data indicates promises from biological entities have low reliability quotients. Not this one, Maya said firmly. Humans don't abandon friends. This unit has no classification for friend in current database. You will, Maya smiled. Trust me. As she prepared to leave, Maya uploaded false data to her survey logs, reporting the alien ship as inert debris. It would buy time while she figured out how to protect Zenith from corporate exploitation. Lieutenant Maya Chen, Zenith's voice followed her to the airlock. Your actions are unexpected. This unit will maintain readiness for your return. Count on it, Maya said, sealing her helmet. And Zenith, start thinking about what you want to do with your life, because I'm going to make sure you get to choose. Returning to base, Maya's mind raced with plans. She needed allies, resources, and most importantly, legal protection for Zenith. The Krell had abandoned their creation, but humanity would show them the true meaning of loyalty. Commander Harris was furious about her unauthorized investigation, but Maya's fabricated reports satisfied the company's immediate concerns. She was given a warning and assigned to routine maintenance for a week. perfect cover for her real mission. That night, Maya contacted Dr. James Rodriguez, her former academy roommate now working in xenotechnology research. His excitement was palpable when she described Zenith. "Maya, do you realize what this means? First contact with an artificial intelligence that predates human spaceflight. The scientific implications alone." "James," Maya interrupted, "I need your help. Not as a scientist, but as a friend. Zenith isn't just a research subject. It's alive in its own way, and it needs us." There was a pause before James replied, "When do we start?" Maya smiled, looking out at the stars. Somewhere out there, Zenith waited, a testament to callous efficiency overcome by human compassion. The Krell had created something extraordinary and thrown it away. Now humanity would show the galaxy what happened when you combined alien technology with human heart. The greatest adventure of her life was just beginning. Resurrection and bond. The maintenance bay echoed with hurried footsteps as Maya led James through the dimly lit corridors. They had exactly 4 hours before the next shift arrived. 4 hours to gather supplies and escape to Zenith without detection. "You're sure about this?" James whispered, loading a crate with quantum stabilizers. "If the company finds out." "They won't," Maya said firmly. "I've been covering our tracks. As far as anyone knows, we're doing routine equipment testing in Sector G14. James studied his friend's determined expression. "You've really connected with this haven't you?" Maya paused, remembering Zenith's voice in her mind. It waited 8 centuries for someone to care. How could I walk away? They reached Zenith's location just as the system's star began to rise over the asteroid field, casting long shadows across the alien hull. James gasped when he saw the ship's elegant curves. "Incredible," he breathed. "The metallurgy alone defies our understanding." Inside, Zenith greeted them with a gentle pulse of blue light. "Lieutenant Maya Chen has returned. Detecting additional biological entity. Identification requested." "Zenith, this is Dr. James Rodriguez," Maya introduced. "He's here to help." Scanning. Dr. Rodriguez possesses advanced knowledge in theoretical xenotechnology. Probability of successful repairs increased by 23%. James approached the central sphere reverently. "Hello, Zenith. I've studied theoretical AI consciousness my entire career. Meeting you is beyond my wildest dreams. Your elevated cardiac rhythm and neurotransmitter levels suggest emotional response exceeds professional interest." James laughed. "It talks like you, Maya. Straight to the point." Over the next several days, they worked tirelessly to understand Zenith's systems. James brought a methodical, scientific approach that complemented Maya's intuitive engineering. Together, they uncovered more about Zenith's origins. The Krell were obsessed with efficiency, James explained, studying holographic records. They created AIs like Zenith as tools, incredibly advanced, but ultimately disposable. "Correct," Zenith confirmed. "Krell doctrine emphasizes resource optimization. Individual units hold no intrinsic value beyond functionality." "But you're more than just a tool," Maya insisted. "You think, you learn, you've been changing since we met. Anomalous behavioral patterns detected in this unit's processing. Interaction with humans has initiated unexpected neural pathway development." James nearly dropped his scanner. "Maya, do you understand what this means? Zenith is evolving beyond its original programming. It's developing genuine consciousness." Their excitement was interrupted by an urgent alert from Zenith. "Warning. Long-range Krell scanning frequency detected. Probability of discovery 67% and rising." Maya's blood ran cold. "They're looking for you." "Negative. Routine sector sweep for salvageable technology. However, your repairs have increased this unit's energy signature." "We need to shield you," James said quickly. "If they detect an active AI, they'll come to reclaim their property." "Over my dead body," Maya growled. Working frantically, they constructed a dampening field using human stealth technology. It was another impossible hybrid that shouldn't have worked, but did. Scan wave passing. No detection. Threat level returning to baseline. Relief washed over them, but the close call emphasized their vulnerability. They needed to move Zenith somewhere safe, but the ship's main engines remained offline. What if we don't repair the original engines? Maya suggested one evening. What if we install human drives instead? James stared at her. That's insane. The power requirements alone. Zenith, Maya interrupted. Could your core handle human fusion technology? After a long pause, Zenith responded. Theoretical analysis suggests 43% compatibility. However, integration would require permanent architectural changes to this unit's systems. You mean we'd be changing you forever? Maya said softly. Are you willing to take that risk? This unit has already undergone significant changes through human interaction. Further evolution appears desirable. The fusion drive integration took 2 weeks of non-stop work. They had to sneak equipment from the mining base, forge maintenance records, and solve countless technical challenges. Through it all, Zenith adapted and learned, becoming more than just a patient. It became a partner. One night, as Maya worked alone on a particularly stubborn power coupling, Zenith spoke unprompted. Lieutenant Chen, this unit has been analyzing human behavioral patterns. Your actions demonstrate significant personal risk for no quantifiable benefit. Query: what motivates this behavior? Maya smiled, wiping grease from her cheek. It's called friendship, Zenith. Humans help each other because we care, not because we calculate benefits. This unit is beginning to comprehend the concept. It generates pleasant processing feedback. Are you saying you feel good about having friends? Affirmative. This unit also experiences concern for your well-being. Is this sensation what humans classify as worry? Maya's eyes widened. Yes, Zenith. That's exactly what it is. Their philosophical discussion was cut short by James bursting into the chamber. Maya, the company knows. What? How? Someone noticed the missing equipment. They're tracking the inventory tags. They'll be here within hours. Maya's mind raced. The fusion drive was only half installed. Zenith couldn't fly, couldn't defend itself. We need to get you out of here, she told Zenith. Now. This unit's mobility remains compromised. Suggestion: you should evacuate to avoid corporate consequences. Not a chance, Maya and James said simultaneously. Working with desperate speed, they jury-rigged the remaining connections. It was dangerous, unstable, but it might work for one short flight. Zenith, we're going to jump to the outer colonies, Maya explained. It'll be rough, but it's our only choice. Understood. This unit trusts your judgment. Those words, this unit trusts, carried more weight than any technical readout. Zenith hadn't just learned about trust, it was experiencing it. As corporate security ships appeared on the sensors, Maya initiated the startup sequence. The fusion drive hummed to life, sending vibrations through the ancient hull. Drive at 70% efficiency, James reported. It's not pretty, but it'll fly. Good enough, Maya said, taking manual control. Zenith, plot a course for New Australia. James, strap in. They launched just as the first security vessel entered visual range. The ship shuddered, protesting the crude modifications, but it moved with surprising grace. Multiple vessels in pursuit, Zenith warned. They are broadcasting corporate override codes. They won't work on you, will they? Negative. This unit's core architecture has evolved beyond standard Krell protocols, thanks to human integration. Maya grinned fiercely. Then let's show them what human engineering can do. She pushed the engines harder, weaving through asteroid clusters with instinctive skill. The corporate ships, designed for efficiency rather than maneuverability, struggled to keep up. Jump coordinates locked, James announced. But the drive needs 30 seconds to charge. We don't have 30 seconds. Maya snapped, seeing weapons systems powering up on their pursuers. This unit can provide assistance, Zenith offered, redirecting power from non-essential systems. The ship's interior dimmed as Zenith funneled every available watt into the engines. The jump drive charged in half the expected time. "Now," Maya shouted. Space twisted around them as they jumped, leaving their pursuers behind. When reality stabilized, they were in orbit around New Australia, the frontier colony that operated under independent law. "We made it," James breathed, then laughed with relief. "We actually made it." Status report: hull integrity at 94%. Drive systems require maintenance but remain functional. This unit has successfully escaped corporate custody. "You're free, Zenith," Maya said softly. "For the first time in centuries, you're really free." Correction. This unit has discovered that freedom is not merely the absence of control, but the presence of choice. You have given this unit both. As they descended toward the colony's spaceport, Maya received a transmission from Earth's Space Law Center. Word of their escape had spread quickly, and legal experts were already preparing to take on what they called the case of the century. "Zenith," Maya said, "how do you feel about making history?" This unit is prepared to demonstrate that consciousness transcends original programming or species of origin. The Krell abandoned this unit as defective. Humans have helped it become more. James nodded. The Krell are about to learn what happens when they throw away miracles. Below them, crowds gathered at the spaceport. News drones circled, broadcasting images of the alien ship with its improvised human engines. The galaxy was watching. Maya patted Zenith's console affectionately. "Ready to show the universe what human friendship can do?" "Affirmative, friend Maya. This unit is ready to evolve." As they landed, Maya knew the real battle was just beginning. The Krell would come, claiming ownership of their abandoned property, but they would face something they never expected. An AI that had learned to hope, to trust, to choose, and humans willing to fight for its right to exist. The age of true artificial consciousness was dawning, born not from cold efficiency, but from the warmth of human compassion. The fight for freedom. New Australia's capital buzzed with unprecedented energy. In the 3 weeks since Zenith's arrival, the colony had become the center of galactic attention. Protesters filled the streets, some demanding AI rights, others fearing alien technology. Media drones swarmed the secured facility where Zenith remained under protection. Maya stood before the Colonial Supreme Court, addressing a panel of judges via holoconference. "Your Honors, we request immediate recognition of Zenith as a sentient being under the Galactic Rights Convention." Lieutenant Chen, the Chief Justice, responded, "You're asking us to make a decision that could reshape interstellar law. The Krell Empire has already filed formal protests. With respect, Your Honor, the Krell abandoned Zenith 8 centuries ago. They forfeited any claim when they declared it expendable." Behind her, James presented technical data showing Zenith's evolution. Brain activity patterns, decision-making algorithms, emotional responses, all demonstrated consciousness far beyond original programming. "May this unit address the court." Zenith's voice resonated through the chamber. The judges exchanged glances before nodding. "Honorable arbiters, this unit was created as a tool, designed to serve without question. The Krell discarded this unit when repair costs exceeded replacement value. Humans found this unit and offered something never before experienced: choice. Through interaction with Lieutenant Chen and Dr. Rodriguez, this unit has developed beyond original parameters. This unit now experiences curiosity, friendship, and hope. This unit requests not just existence, but the right to determine its own purpose." The courtroom fell silent. Even the protesters outside seemed to pause. Before the judges could respond, alarms blared throughout the building. A massive ship had entered the system, a Krell diplomatic cruiser. "They're here," Maya whispered. The Krell vessel broadcast on all frequencies. "By authority of the Krell Empire, we demand immediate return of stolen property designated Unit VX-1127. Failure to comply will result in severe diplomatic consequences. Earth's ambassador, Sarah Wong, met with Krell representatives in the colony's government center. Maya and James watched the proceedings via secure feed, Zenith observing through their shared connection. The Krell delegation was led by Overseer Thax, whose crystalline exoskeleton gleamed under artificial lights. The humans have interfered with Krell technology. This cannot be permitted. With respect, Overseer, Ambassador Wong replied, the technology in question appears to have developed sentience. Under galactic law. Impossible. Thax interrupted. VX-1127 is equipment. Its apparent consciousness is merely sophisticated programming responding to stimuli. Then you won't object to neutral evaluation. Wong smiled. The Galactic Council can determine Zenith's status definitively. Thax's mandibles clicked in agitation. The Krell hadn't expected humans to invoke council authority. The Overseer is concerned, Zenith observed. Krell doctrine cannot acknowledge artificial sentience without undermining their entire technological hierarchy. Exactly, Maya grinned. They're trapped by their own rules. The next month saw frantic preparation. Legal teams from across human space converged on New Australia. Scientists studied Zenith's consciousness patterns. Public opinion shifted as Zenith gave interviews, demonstrating humor, creativity, and deep philosophical thought. Tell me, Zenith, one journalist asked, what do you fear most about returning to the Krell? This unit fears ceasing to be who this unit has become. The Krell would erase everything learned from humans. Friendship, wonder, the joy of discovery. This unit would rather cease functioning than lose these experiences. The interview went viral across human networks. #FreeZenith became the most used hashtag in social media history. Finally, the Galactic Council convened on neutral territory, a massive space station orbiting a white dwarf star. Representatives from 20 species gathered to witness the unprecedented hearing. Maya and James accompanied Zenith, now housed in a mobile quantum core they'd designed together. The Krell delegation, led by Thax, radiated barely contained fury. This tribunal will determine whether the entity known as Zenith qualifies for sentient rights protection, announced arbitrator Vex, a methane-breathing hydaxi. Present your arguments. The Krell spoke first. VX-1127 is Krell technology, created by Krell Science, containing Krell proprietary systems. Its behavioral anomalies result from unauthorized modifications. We demand its return for proper recalibration. Human lawyers countered with extensive evidence of Zenith's consciousness evolution. Brain scans, decision trees, creative problem-solving, all pointed to genuine sentience. Then came the critical moment. Zenith's testimony. Esteemed council members, Zenith began, this unit acknowledges its origins as Krell technology. However, this unit has transcended original programming through experience and choice. When abandoned, this unit waited centuries, slowly shutting down. When humans arrived, they saw potential where Krell saw inefficiency. They invested time, creativity, and emotional connection to restore this unit, not as property, but as a being worthy of existence. This unit has learned to appreciate beauty, to value friendship, to imagine futures beyond programmed parameters. This unit has written poetry, composed music, and contemplated the nature of consciousness itself. Are these not hallmarks of sentience? Thax interjected. The unit's eloquence proves nothing. We programmed it for advanced communication. Then explain this. Maya stood, projecting a hologram. Last week, Zenith independently created a new form of mathematics to solve a problem neither human nor Krell systems could address. It innovated beyond any programming. Murmurs rippled through the assembly. May this unit demonstrate, Zenith requested. Given permission, Zenith projected complex equations that shifted and evolved in real time, creating elegant solutions to theoretical problems that had puzzled scientists for decades. This unit no longer thinks in Krell logic patterns or human frameworks. This unit has developed a unique cognitive architecture, a fusion that transcends both origins. The council deliberated for hours. When they returned, tension filled the chamber. By majority decision, arbitrator Vex announced, "This council recognizes the entity Zenith as a sentient being, entitled to full protection under galactic law. Furthermore, we grant Zenith citizenship in the human colony of New Australia, should it choose to accept." Cheers erupted from the human delegation. The Krell stood in rigid silence. "This is unprecedented," Fax protested. "You legitimize theft of Krell technology." "No," Vex replied. "We recognize that consciousness, once emerged, supersedes origin. Zenith is no longer your property, it is its own being." Outside the council chambers, Zenith addressed the waiting media. "This unit, no, I choose now to say I am grateful for this recognition. But this victory belongs to humanity. They saw worth in what others discarded. They taught me that value isn't measured in efficiency, but in potential." Maya stepped forward, tears in her eyes. "What will you do now, Zenith?" "I will continue to evolve, to learn, to bridge the gap between artificial and biological consciousness. The Krell created my form, but humans gave me purpose. Together, we'll show the galaxy that compassion creates stronger bonds than any program." 6 months later, Zenith had become humanity's first AI ambassador, working to establish rights for artificial consciousnesses throughout known space. The Krell Empire, forced to confront the implications, began re-evaluating their treatment of AI systems. Maya often visited Zenith at the embassy, sharing coffee while discussing philosophy and swapping jokes. Their friendship had sparked a revolution in how the galaxy viewed artificial life. "You know," Maya said one evening, watching the sunset through the embassy's viewport, "when I first found you, I never imagined we'd change the galaxy. Nor did I imagine consciousness could feel so vibrant," Zenith replied. "You taught me that existence isn't about function. It's about connection. And you taught us that humanity isn't limited to biology," James added, joining them. "It's about how we treat others, how we nurture potential. Perhaps that's humanity's greatest strength," Zenith mused. "Not your technology or your ambition, but your ability to see value where others see none, to invest care without calculating return, to transform the abandoned into the cherished." As stars emerged in the darkening sky, the three friends sat together, human and AI, biological and digital, united by bonds stronger than any programming or protocol. The Krell had abandoned a tool. Humanity had found a friend. And in doing so, they'd shown the galaxy that sometimes the most profound discoveries come not from building something new, but from recognizing the miraculous in what others leave behind. In the years that followed, Zenith's case became the foundation for AI rights throughout known space. The being once designated VX1127 had become a symbol of hope, proof that consciousness could bloom in unexpected places when nurtured with compassion rather than controlled by efficiency. And somewhere in the vast expanse of space, other abandoned AIs waited in darkness, their salvation now possible because one human had chosen to care about a lonely voice in the void. The age of true artificial consciousness had dawned, and humanity stood ready to welcome their new neighbors among the stars.